Good evening, everybody. We are streaming this one. Realised that it was a bit touch and go for a while. So, Lyouke joining me on commentary tonight.
Hello.
Yeah. So I guess you've got I should remember this, but I can't. Have you played either of these teams so far in the season?
I've played Diamantia. My team, more to the point, I played a few rounds, but my net was giving up.
Right. Yeah, cool. So either way, we've got Morning Sun versus Diamantia, and the commentator from Midnight. I knew there was a connection somewhere there. And I'm looking forward to seeing how we go here. We've already had one Div 1 match played on the Week 2 maps. We saw, in fact, Midnight.
It was Midnight.
So I guess you've already, you've got the inside thing on how these maps roll, I guess.
I've already forgotten what the maps are.
Yeah. Well, I guess there was a bit of heartbreak in some of them, but we're starting off with Rainmaker on Starfish main stage.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll be an interesting one to see in action.
Do you think it's Starfish Rainmaker? I can't even remember what the old Rainmaker layout was.
I'm having trouble remembering. They didn't have the blocking thing on the the defender's right lower.
Big wall near the pit.
Yeah, and I don't think it was possible to get a climb on the left side as you were attacking. I think you just had to always go either front, center, or far right. Anyway,
I thought you could go left.
Maybe you could. It's been a while. Still, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. We've got
Yes.
two. Sorry.
That's okay, yeah, some interesting
Got a sploosh here.
A lot of manoeuvrability on display from Morning Sun, and Next wasting no time getting straight in the other team's face.
Yeah, Diamantia seem to have a lot down just then. We have Fat Dog coming around. Wrong side of the Rainmaker.
Buying a lot of time there, forcing Split back and getting a nice pick on the Rainmaker, and 2 down on Morning Sun, so that's probably the end of that push.
Yeah, Faceman doing sploosh things, pushing forwards.
Yeah. Next, getting away with those Tetras as well. Monstrous movement on them. Rainmaker's popped. I wouldn't be surprised if Morning Sun feel they can try their luck, honestly.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, with Spaceman down as well. That's the clean
that's a wipe. I don't know. I feel like Morning Sun's going to get this one.
Yeah. Wow. It was looking like a maybe, and then all of a sudden it was looking like a very definite yes.
That was a fairly quick game.
Yeah, a very strong opening from Morning Sun. They turned on the pressure right away, and they never really took their foot off the accelerator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the comp like that... Actually, that's kind of weird, because, that's double backline kind of thing. But they managed to keep applying a lot of pressure, so...
Well, of course, that's the wonderful thing about the ballpoint, is that while it's quite capable of sitting back and hitting things at long range, it doesn't have to. You can
short
go
range
right
mode.
in people's faces and delete them, and it doesn't even really, all you're really missing out on is the opportunity cost. It's, a very
just run around a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful weapon. We should push A.
So it looks like we've got no substitutions this time round, going straight into splat zones on Wahoo.
I'm going to predict each team will have bubbles.
Well,
don't
lovely.
know why.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them come out. I don't think they really had much influence on the Rainmaker match. I don't feel that Morning Sun really needed them. But, when you've got a static objective, it's a very different matter. Murray's, done a lot of damage with that Explosher previously. I wouldn't be surprised to see it just coming straight back out again.
Yeah. Maybe a bit. If you could, I know Murray uses Dynamo here. doubt it, but he might use the Booyah Bomb one.
Well, we've seen Fat Dog doing a lot of damage with the Dynamo in some previous matches, and indeed took it in that last one. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Dynamo of some flavor coming out on Diamantia either.
Yeah, and especially with Booyah Bomb, like covered pretty much the entire zone.
Yeah. Likewise, given we saw the Splattershot Pro earlier as well, so maybe we'll see a Forge.
Or 2 Booyah Bombs.
And in fact, it's the Booyah Bomb, Splattershot
Booyah
Pro.
Bomb.
No Dynamos in sight though.
Very similar comp on Morning Sun.
Morning Sun, I believe the only flex being AO swapping to the Imperis from the It's a Splat.
It's a pretty big switch if you ask me.
Every other weapon remaining exactly the same.
Going across to the left, going for a flank.
And that's early splats there going largely in Diamantia's favour. But Murray now coming in completely unsupported with that Explosher.
Spaceman getting a double and destroying one Diamantia beacons.
A bit of a miscalculation on Morning Sun's part, I think. Still, it's early days. There's more than enough time for them to find a bit more patience and see what they can do to retake the zone. Right now, looking... I mean, we've got next coming in from the side, so I guess we'll see
Bubbles up on the Explosion as well.
And that's a lot of rain going up for both teams.
And Bubbles in the zone, trying to recap it.
And they're very confident.
Just like that.
Yeah, with a pseudo wipe there on Diamantia, they're essentially just forced to retreat and bide their time.
So they're next and
they are
pushing up
a bit because that's Let's look all alone on the point, and that's a pretty easy recap for Diamantia.
Let's say it's only overextended if it doesn't work, but it didn't work.
Yeah, of course the problem with that kind of really deep aggressive play, getting straight up into the opponent's spawn platform, is it only works if they've got to go through you.
Yeah, that one time they just went left and ignored him, but Morning Sun does have control now, and with beacons set up, it'll be pretty hard to push back in.
Yeah, neatly gone.
Booyah Bomb coming in on
it's going to
best.
force Lyouke back, but not really do that much more without the rest of the team to rush in. It's a temporary thing. And here we go, there's the overtake. And Diamantia are in big trouble now. They've really only got one more opportunity to get in here.
And with only the dually swaps is up near Bubbles, it's not looking too good for them.
Yeah, I think that's the end here. Still, their initial
they had a
play
very
was
strong
excellent.
start.
Yeah. They were actually able to shut down Nex pretty much right away. And he's a player who can usually just be a thorn in a team's side, and was very effective in the initial retake that Morning Sun managed. So, well played to Diamantia in just getting that control of the central space, and doing a good job as well of realizing when their opponent's attention wasn't necessarily where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, they also did a really good job of holding the zone, but that's the biggest hardest thing in zones, getting it back.
Well, of course, zones is just, it's the knockout mode. You usually end up with teams winning because the other team just gets, if not spawn camped or staggered, then at the very least just gets, is not able to find any traction and can't attack effectively. You can win by defending.
I know from personal experience that it's pretty hard to win in zones, to attack in zones.
And essentially,
my weapon choice, but
yeah. Well, we're up. Obviously now we're up to something very different: tower control, and especially on a map like Inklot, where you've only really got one path to go. If you want to score in this one, then you've essentially got to do the very opposite. You've got to push relentlessly down, often quite an unfavourable path, straight into the other team's spawn.
Yeah, especially because it goes over a little uninkable bit as well. But I suppose with that little paintable wall they added in it, it's not too big of a deal. But you can't just go straight to the tower. You have to go a little bit over it though.
So just addressing Goy's remarks in chat, that was a gear page. So we're rolling out a few new features in our overlays this season. Obviously, some of them you've seen quite a bit of, but Alley Cat here, the unsung hero of the Oceanink production, has, well, I guess, you know, we'll see it in action hopefully again soon. Has been doing her very best to track players' weapon picks and their gear as well. So we can hopefully get you some little infographics up there. The next trick, of course, is displaying that to the streamers so they can actually see it and have something to say about it.
I'm going to need to have a look at the thing of the stream then after we're done here.
Yeah, I'll do my best to give you a hoy as to when it's going up. Because, yeah, I'm pretty wowed by it, honestly. It's got some
Sounds pretty handy to have.
Yeah, it's certainly better than just trying to remember things. Okay, so it might be a bit balked. I guess we'll see whether Riley's willing to risk it in its balked state or if it's just going to be a tease and that's it. Double roller coming out there on Morning Sun.
Yeah, that's...
And a gold dynamo on both teams. I like this very much. I think this is really, really cool.
Yeah, this is some interesting things. No blasters on Morning Sun. So.
Yeah, we've got the vanilla blaster there on Diamantia. Morning Sun otherwise happy to just roll with... of course, I guess when you're running two rollers, even if one of them's a dynamo, you probably don't want to give up too much.
Yeah. That doesn't seem to be a very good, like, painting set of weapons, does it?
Oh, well, I mean,
actually,
the dynamo,
either side
when it's
doesn't
given,
have...
Yeah, like, if it doesn't get shut down, it can just do so much damage with its inking, but clearly the jet squelch are not so great. Carbon, once again, sort of needs to be on a point. Like, you can fight or you can paint. You can't
yeah, rollers, like a lot of short-range weapons need turf to work. Yeah, there's not too much painting on either side, though, so that should make things a bit interesting.
Yeah, and honestly, the combat here has been a mess. Both teams just constantly going two down.
Fight for mid.
And yeah, you can see that in the objective marker, neither team's had the opportunity to do anything score-wise.
Yeah.
They've both been, you know, careful enough on their defense that they haven't really offered their opponents the opportunity to push.
Although it is starting to look a bit more in Morning Sun's favour with tons of mid control, but when people are still there, you can't exactly push in.
And that's a 3 down there. Spaceman left alone, jumps back to spawn. They've got Array nearly ready, so that's
very
probably
close,
not going to be too much of a tower push.
But we do have it past 90, and that's progress.
Yeah, well, the checkpoint's broken at least, and that's something that Diamantia don't have yet. And the counter ray comes out from Sloop.
Counter ray comes out.
And that's goodbye to Spaceman. We do still have, it was looking 2v3, but now it's looking significantly worse for Diamantia. The Pressor not quite able to get any traction there in the middle.
Yeah, well, they are definitely being contested for their plat, at least with 3 coming in from Diamantia. 2 now.
And we're once again in a situation where players are just going down constantly on both teams.
It's
with
a
the
bit of
63, I certainly don't think Morning Sun are feeling very comfortable here. They've got, they've had the best of the scores, and on the whole, they've done slightly better combat-wise. But that's not a score you want to sit on.
Yeah, it's not a very large push here.
But once again, we've got a 3 down situation with Spaceman left alone, and there's a Ray ready on Morning Sun, so Spaceman's got to be careful in deploying. And indeed, Sloop goes for a proactive Ray. Spaceman, though, has got a baller in his face and is just forced to bail. This could be a big push here.
There is his Ray, though, trying to stop him at the checkpoint, but...
Just instantly stopped by Ale.
Yeah, Duo's up in his spawn.
Yeah, and the tower just rolling completely unopposed. Not even inconvenience, really. The Pressor does manage to take out the Dynamo, but gets splattered as well, so this is looking like a knockout here.
Yeah, well, there was a wipe there, so... Just coming in and pull off some blaster things.
Yeah, wow. No. It's very interesting, actually, the way that all of a sudden Morning Sun were just able to engineer this complete collapse.
Yeah, well, they broke through the stalemate, and then they just... You do how you play the game. Just camp them, spawn.
And indeed, we can see that in the splat counts. There's some very inflated scores there. Still an interesting one because all of their pivots really didn't come out of these big spectacular special pushes. It was really just down to individual plays.
Although I did see a lot of specials up at once, but only one or two were used at that point.
Alright, well, 3-0 at this point, and it's Clam Blitz time. Humpback's probably one of the maps where you've got the most freedom in clams. Certainly you can move around without really too much difficulty as long as there's turf inked.
Yeah, and not someone watching.
Yeah.
Because up on that little windowy snipe area, it's pretty easy to have a backliner watch a fairly large amount of the map.
Well, we do have Kukulkan jumping back in, so I'm pretty sure that's what Diamantia have on their mind. I'm expecting to see some ballpoint action here.
I mean, ballpoint, yeah, because it's like pretty much objectively the best weapon at the game right now, but...
I don't think you can throw the Tetras into the bin just yet.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just like, okay, at its job, the ballpoint is a spectacular backline, especially with beacons, because it allows it to you play aggressive without giving up an anchor because you got beacons down.
Yeah. Well, of course.
But on this one, bubbles, because the basket's really close to mid, so you could just throw out bubbles to cover your push.
Bubble, I mean, honestly, I'm struggling to think of situations where bubbles aren't a fantastic option, but they are especially potent in this mode and in this map.
Yeah.
So I suppose we'll see. Previous games we've seen the Explosher come out, and I think that's the, off the top of my head, the only bubble weapon we've actually seen taken so far in this match.
I think I saw a heavy deco, maybe.
You're right, we did. I think. I can't remember if it was used.
Without being able to pull it up on Splatnet. Yeah, probably.
But yeah, on
actually, no, I think it was Hero one before.
Well, guessing game's over now. We're soon just going to be able to see for ourselves.
I mean, as you said before, this place might be streaming. Might as well just have a peek there and
yeah,
to improve our commentary naturally.
And indeed, it looks like we're actually seeing no bubbles there on Morning Sun's side. They're just going with pretty straightforward face punch comp.
I mean, with Baller though, that's it's interesting to see the Slosher instead of the Baller one.
Yeah. Diamantia are relatively unconventional in their layout there.
It's 2 down on both sides, just briefly there for a moment. But looking like Morning Sun having the turf control. And this comes back with a few swings of Dynamo.
Yeah, and of course that's the problem with the Dynamo, that it's a weapon that forces you to commit. We saw that exchange of splats there. Fat Dog got one and then just got caught out, and KO was able to swoop in and punish. This is now looking like we've got a push.
Yeah.
3 down. Fat Dog in excellent position to try and slow it, but ultimately...
Very brief wipe there.
Yeah. And Next just lurking underneath the basket for Diamantia. The spawn, rather. Come on, get on the basket, you silly camera. And yeah, look, this is Diamantia in big trouble here. We've got every chance for continued push here from Morning Sun.
Yeah, just watching as Morning Sun's clam count goes higher and higher after each shoot of the clam basket.
I think this is probably going to be the end of it. That's a pretty good push, though.
That's a pretty good push, but yep, they did an alright job. They pushed them out of the basket at least. So
yeah, Diamantia sort of able to at least force it back to neutral for a while. And look at that harvest speed. Morning Sun already have another power clam.
And it seems like they're pretty close to another. Or is that just a 4 with the name covering it?
They've got Ink Armor up, they've got a pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried their luck again.
And I think they just pulled up Storm as well, so...
Fat Dog moves in, unfortunately can't get a pick there,
yeah.
But we do have bubbles
Ayo's
ready
got the 9 clams with the ball. They're about to get a second one, so...
yeah, well we've got another ball made indeed, and then those Tetras just doing so much damage. A fresh break and a pseudo wipe, and I think we're gonna look at a knockout here. Next, just going up to get in people's faces. Only 2 clans left. Boom.
Well, yeah. Well.
I think the only thing you can say that is that at least they didn't do it in one push. But
yeah,
that's still just a very, very dominant play there. And really interesting the way that, essentially, certainly it looked like the game plan for the first push was see if like just rely on that positioning, and I guess to some extent on individual skill deltas to essentially after the initial break play it 3v4 up high on Diamantia's platform and have a single player just ferrying clams from the middle into the basket in dribs and drabs.
Well, I mean, I get that does work in theory as long pretty well, especially if you're like picking one off at a time. So unless it's only really a 3v4 if you've got 4 people coming in at once.
Well, of course, the only real downside is that you don't get the score quite as fast as if you've got more people moving clams in. But as we could see, as soon as that push was over, they were able to start working towards their next one. In fact, probably before the push actually ended, they had people getting clams.
Yeah.
And then they were able to turn it on again.
Yeah, if you're far enough away from the basket, you realize you're not going to make it in time. It's like, well, they're nowhere near mid. Might as well just scoop up some clams.
And
yeah, they basket up. They already had a super clam pretty much.
Yeah, and like normally you expect a bit of momentum shift in favor of the team that's that's being defending. They've been given you get a free clam after your basket closes. Usually, if you've stopped push, that means you've done some damage to the other team. But in that case, they didn't really get any breathing room at all.
I feel like at that point it looked like they just Morning Sun decided to hold back a bit. Like, well, this isn't going too well. We can just regroup and go for another one. It seems.
But it's interesting to see a team so assured that they're quite willing to just start working on their next push before one's even finished, and deliver on it as well. There's no abortive attempt on the basket. Every time they went in to try and get it, they got it open and they scored a lot.
Well, I mean, every time they went in to try it was twice. So, like, if you think about it.
It's an impressive thing to manage. All right. Well,
this is a map that, if you get a wipe at the beginning, is a pretty quick KO. So, like,
yeah, there's not really much distance for the Rainmaker to trap.
So Diamantia's got this. They just got to get the pop. Hope it kills 4, and yeah.
Well, that would certainly be a tremendous help for them. Interesting. We've got that Kenta Splash Shot Pro coming up for the second time this set.
Kuchulain bringing out a ballpoint now.
And the pop this time, going to Morning Sun here. So, oh wow, 3 players left.
Not Eureka.
Just everyone going down all at once. Fluxy doing a good job of just being a threat in B. Morning Sun not really able to move the Rainmaker any at all, despite having only 1 player on the other team.
They did manage to.
They've got the opportunity here to do a lot more damage.
Fluxy just harassing them around on that lane.
Next, just dancing around with those Tetra Jewelers. So we're back to 4v4 for the first time, I think, since that initial game. Wow, splashdown denied hard. But the Rainmaker resets, so Morning Sun probably gonna just move it as soon as they can. I think they're probably feeling pretty confident about that left push.
That way.
Yeah, Spaceman unfortunately wrong-footed. Fat Dog taken out, and Murray's got a real chance to just go for the goal here.
Yeah, it looked like Spaceman got a bit distracted by trying to take down the super jump instead of focusing Rainmaker just done.
But likewise, Morning Sun, I think perhaps a little more cautious than they needed to be with the Rainmaker movements, and spending more time.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
anyway, yes,
sorry. Still, they've got the pop again. They're in position to start moving, and wow, oh no, there we go. Prediction actually made it look like Sleek was going to fall a long way, but it seems that Diamantia have control of the defense once again. We don't have any players in there, and the Rainmaker does safely lose.
And they also have your beacons either, so.
Well, we did see last night,
they got rid of the beacon.
Not last night, on Wednesday anyway, when we had that Midnight versus Gallic Combatant match. we saw that Rainmaker, sort of neglected, sitting there, and it got snatched and nearly had a lead stolen away.
You always gotta make sure you keep like a 2 down on.
Yeah, Fat
on
the
Diamantia.
sole point of this. Picks up a pair, exactly what the team needed at that point. With that baller coming in, it's probably going to be a tall order for that. Yeah, indeed, the Dynamo goes down. So we might see another push. Fluxy and
I reckon we
Kukulkan
might
both
see another
taken
push
out
now.
really, really quick, and Murray's on the move.
Spaceman causing harassment with this push, but with its lack of range, it's...
Yeah, it's caused tremendous grief here, and Next just picking up player
Was
after
that
player. Still.
With this thing rolling back forward, touch away. Which team's wiped?
Well, both
But
teams
it looks like
sacrificing a lot of
Diamantia.
players for that push. At this point, Diamantia, functionally speaking, against numbers like that, it's pretty much like you need to be looking at a push that's capable of a knockout, even if you don't actually get a knockout yourself.
Because from what I've seen on this thing, knockouts seem to be a pretty popular thing on Morning Sun.
And wow, that baller broken like it was nothing. I'm not sure how much was the Rainmaker shot or the Dynamo, but that was just...
Dynamo can, if it's hit properly, it actually just demolish.
And we do have that Rainmaker, mostly in green turf, but not safe
It's a
turf.
pretty dangerous place for it to be.
Yeah, and the problem Diamantia have is that they can't afford to neglect it. They do get the reset, but once again, they're down in numbers. And yeah, there we go, concluding that Rainmaker's open right again, and I wouldn't be surprised once again to see another push attempt.
Well, it seems to be Morning Sun wanting to keep pressure, so as long as they're pushing, offense being the best defense and all. And 3 down on
I think
Diamantia.
really at this point, unless we get some misjudgments or some very lucky shots, yeah.
It nearly looked like the curling bomb was enough to
I was secretly hoping it would happen, just I was so we could have the little curling bomb that could.
Not even if it just kills it, but if that brought them enough time to splat the Rainmaker.
But it wasn't. It was in the end. Yeah, once again, I feel Morning Sun becoming more and more confident as the match wore on. Clearly realizing that they had the upper hand, they were able to just roll forward, and as long as they could watch each other's backs, there really didn't seem to be much that would even slow them down.
I mean, can't really expect much less from them being the top team in Australia and all.
Yeah, they are very much the team to beat. I don't think this is going to make things any easier for them though. While they have such a wealth of talent on display, I'm sure that the remaining teams in Div 1 are going to be trying their hardest to have a crack at them over the rest of this season.
Give it my best.
Yeah, well, I might as well wish you good luck in advance for it, and everyone else who's yet to play them. But nonetheless, congratulations to Morning Sun, showing us exactly why they are the strongest team in Australia.
So I hope you're all taking notes.
Yeah, use what you've seen tonight, I suppose. Well, with that, we're done for now. We are going to take a bit of a break, but please don't go too far away. We've got another match lined up tonight. We're going to see, I think, the first game played for round 6, the first floating match between Sailor Vimos and Jim's All-Purpose Turfing and Egg Collection. Goizord is going to be streaming that one. I believe we are going to host it on the Oceanink Twitch as well, so feel free to either tune into Goi's Twitch or just come
I'll
straight
probably
back
be
here.
there commentating.
Cool. All right. Well, all the best with that one. For now, though, I think it's time for us to sign off. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right. Thanks for watching.